Mull of Kintyre, home is rolling in from.
Welcome to A Cup of Tea with Bree, where I'm going to get to know some amazing people around town. And today I have Dr. Bobby with me. How are you going, Dr. Bobby?
Pretty good, thanks, Bree.
So tell me, Dr. Bobby, where were you born?
I was born in a tiny little town on the west coast of Scotland, in a place called the Mull of Kintyre.
Wow.
Which you might have heard of the song.
No, how's
Mull
the song
of
go?
Kintyre, oh crikey, yeah. You can YouTube it.
Oh, no, come on, sing it.
Mull of Kintyre, home is rolling in from. So that's where I'm from. That's the west coast of Scotland, in a little town called Campbelltown.
Sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
So which child are you then?
So I'm the third of three boys. I'm the youngest of three boys.
The youngest child.
I was the youngest, the most downtrodden of three boys.
And the most spoiled and the one that got away with
Of course.
everything. Yeah. So what did you want to be then when you grew up?
I think I wanted to be so many things as I was growing up, but the first ever thing I wanted to be was a brain surgeon.
A brain surgeon?
Brain surgeon, yeah. It's just because as a kid I used to have a lot of operations done on my ear. Because I used to have lots of infections as a kid in my ear, and I used to have to go to the hospital to get it cleaned out. And I was obsessed with people wearing masks, and I wanted to be one of those people wearing masks. And the first thing that came to mind was a brain surgeon.
Well, at least you fulfill that duty now, because do you get to wear a mask at work?
I get to wear a mask.
Do you pretend you're a brain surgeon sometimes?
Sometimes.
So when did you move to Cairns then?
I came to Cairns about 12 and a half years ago.
Okay. From Scotland?
Not straight from Scotland, no. I spent a few years over in Western Australia, country Western Australia, as a family dentist.
Wow.
Out in the middle of nowhere. But I chose to move over to Cairns. Well, I actually thought I'd start in Cairns and work my way down the coast until I found something I liked. But I loved it straight up. So
it's one of those
Cairns
places.
has been a home ever since, yeah.
Yeah, I came here for 6 months, 16 years ago. Mm-hmm. It's one of those places that grows on you, isn't it?
Yeah, you just can't leave.
So what brought you to Cairns then?
I actually came here to do a volunteering position to work with the Aboriginal Health Dental Clinic, Woodchopper.
Wow.
I came over and volunteered with my wife, and we just loved Cairns, and they treated us so well, and we had a great time, and just couldn't find a reason to leave. You know, the weather was beautiful, the people were fabulous, and Cairns is just, Cairns is Cairns, you know, it's just the most beautiful place in the world.
So you were a dentist when you first got to town, so that meant that
right.
you went back and did some more study then to become an orthodontist?
Right. Yeah, sure. So I went back to study again as an orthodontist. I started in 2010, and it's a very long process to become an orthodontist. It's 3 years of full-time university education, but to get into university took an extra year of full-time study too. So it's a very long process to get to that stage, but well worth it though.
I bet, incredible. So why did you start your business then?
I think it was just a sense of empowerment. I just wanted to do exactly what I felt was the right thing for the people that came to see me, without being hindered by other people's business ideas or perhaps trying to meet other people's goals that weren't my own personal goals. And I just love being able to go home at night knowing that I've done my absolute best with the people that have come to see me, and I've treated them as well as I would treat my own children, And I think that's the ultimate satisfaction of being your own boss in this kind of industry.
Yeah, I bet. Incredible. So what is something that people don't know about you then?
Apart from where I'm from in Scotland, perhaps, and I've got an alter ego as a guitar player.
Really?
And play in a few bands around town. And
you're a musical singing dentist slash
certainly not a
orthodontist.
singing dentist, but a guitar playing dentist. Yeah, I'm the only person in the band who doesn't get a microphone. So
really?
I don't get
After
to
you're
sing.
singing at the beginning of our video, I'm surprised.
You can see why.
Come on, band, stop being so nasty. And you also ran a New York marathon, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. That's a bit of a personal goal, actually. actually was to run a marathon. So last year I travelled over to New York into the freezing cold, and I ran my first ever marathon. I'd tried a few half marathons up until then, but actually doing a full marathon was quite an achievement.
I bet.
I think for a mortal human being, I think a marathon's a pretty good achievement.
So how was it doing that event?
It was actually really amazing. I don't know if anyone's ever done marathons, particularly in places like New York, but it felt like the whole of New York had come out to cheer you on. So that massive tide of people cheering you on just got you right through the whole event, and it was just incredible. And the feeling of satisfaction at the end of it, even though I could barely walk.
Did you stumble over the line? Did you crawl over the line?
No, I sprinted over the line.
You sprinted over the line?
Like a tortoise, yeah.
Oh, like a tortoise. So what's been one of your most, your best professional, I guess, goal that you've achieved?
Yeah, well, that would certainly have to be becoming a dentist.
Yep.
I'm the youngest of three boys, but I'm also the only person in my family to that point to ever go to university. So there was never any expectation that I would ever be anything, let alone a dentist. And to actually get into university to study to be a dentist was probably the biggest achievement, followed by graduating as a dentist. So I think that was certainly my biggest achievement and the one I'm most proud of.
I bet your parents are proud too.
I think they were surprised and also very proud. Yeah.
Well, not only have you gotten that degree and been so successful as a dentist and as an orthodontist, you've also got your own business. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with how I've done.
It's been hard
There's
work,
always more
I bet.
to come. Yeah, it's been hard work, but it's okay. It's all been worth it. It's been very worth it.
So if you could have dinner then with 3 people in the whole universe, who would they be and why?
Wow, that's a pretty tricky one.
It is, it'd be hard.
Oh, crikey. I think you would have to have 10 people, really, if you wanted to
count
all of your heroes. But I think probably number one, it would have to be Bob Dylan.
Okay.
I think, the old folk singer.
Yes.
I'd love to have a peek into that man's mind. I can't imagine what's kicking around inside his head, and some of his songs from back in the day were just stick with me forever. They're just so fabulous. So I'd love to sit and pick his brains about his inspiration for his musical career. That would be fabulous. I think the second one, well, going back again to the old days, would probably be Neil Armstrong. I think he would have to be the bravest man ever, to take that incredible leap of faith, to be blasted off up into the sky and then to be expected to step on the moon and come back. And I can't ever imagine that he ever would have believed that he'd come back. So it was, the bravery of that was just incredible. And also the first person ever to step on onto a surface that's not the earth. It's pretty incredible. So
absolutely.
I'd love to talk to him, to ask him exactly how he felt about that. Yeah.
And number 3?
I think number 3 would probably sounds a bit strange, but it would actually be my dad.
Okay.
I think I just never really had a conversation with him as an adult, so I'd love to be able to have the chance to sit down with him. He passed away a long time ago, so I never really had a chance to speak to him as an adult, and I can remember him being my age, so I'd love to be able to find out if he thought a bit like me. Yeah, it'd be very interesting.
So it's been really wonderful to get to know you a bit better, Dr. Bobby. Thank you for being on the couch with me today and having a cup of tea with Bree.
Thank you for having me.
Did I make a nice cup of tea?
It's a beautiful cup of tea. Thanks, Rose.
Rose made the tea. You just spilled the beans. If you'd like to be having a cup of tea with Bree, let the team know. But thank you so much for being here today. It was really lovely.
Thank you.